Hi there, today is December 16th, and fuck me, I do not feel like making a video tonight. But I've been talking about sharing our struggles and how important it is, and I am fucking struggling, so I'm gonna share it. And I talk a lot about, actually, I'm starting a new podcast next week, and I've decided to call it The Other Side of Fuckery. And I wrote a book a few years ago called The Other Side of Fuckery, and fuckery to me is the shit that we put up with. The things that we believe that we allow, the things that we believe we deserve. And, if you're asking yourself, well, what do I believe I deserve? Look around. Look around. Because the things in your life are usually a reflection of what you believe you deserve. And what I keep surrounding myself with are men who reject me. And I've been talking a lot about safety and feeling safe in a man's arms. And I found a man who really held me. I felt extremely safe in his arms. He held my hand. He held me. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing because I had never had the experience before, ever, from a man holding me, which is sad. It's sad that we grow up. We grow up with this lack of masculine, I don't know what to call it. But what I'm here to share is I've never known what it felt like to be held by a man. And held, not for the purpose of, trying to get me in bed, just holding me for no gain. Anyway, I was really enjoying this, but and I've been talking a lot about putting ourselves out there, how the feminine, gets to this place in her heart where she's happy to put herself out there. But it's very, very hard to do it. No matter who you are, it's hard to put ourselves out there. And I had myself convinced that this person was just dealing with the same fears that I had. And so I just felt like if I just keep putting myself out there, I'm really taking the burden off of his shoulders and making this easier for him, and then facing my own fears by putting myself out there. But this person responded, and in the last few weeks, things really seemed to have shifted where he was much more consistent with communication and was really making an effort to spend time with me. And when we spent time together, it was really, really beautiful. And I felt very grounded. I felt very safe. I felt really happy to have this person in my life. And, this week we had some interesting conversations that were, but I think it was 3 nights ago, we had a conversation that didn't seem to end very well. But I was like, okay, well, I can see my part in this, and maybe I was not speaking. Anyway, I was questioning myself. And last night we had there were some disturbing things that showed up in this person's personality that didn't feel good in my body. He's away at work, so it was just a phone conversation. But anyway, this morning he called me, we had a conversation, he didn't mention it, and I'm like, huh, okay. And I was standing in my kitchen, just really feeling all of this out. And really looking back on the last 5 months and how fucking confused I've been this whole time as to what is actually going on here. Why is there so much miscommunication? Anyway, I just stood at my sink and I'm like, fuck that. I deserve some answers. Like, I do not deserve to be strung along wondering what the fuck is going on when I've been talking about how my heart is becoming so open to this person. I'm feeling very I have feelings for this person. I really, really have feelings for this person. And so I called him and asked some questions, and like from a very loving place, not from this demanding place. It was a very feminine place. I am very aware of this the state that I'm in when I speak to this person. I always make sure that I'm out of my head and in my heart. So I'm speaking from love and not from reaction. And I'm getting very good at that. It's when he's not around that I feel I get into my head. But when I speak with him and spend time with him, I'm very, like I said, very aware of being in the feminine space where I am open hearted. And so there was nothing bitchy, complainy, blamey, demanding about what I had to say. It was very, very loving on my part. And it was like, I didn't like how things were said. It didn't feel good to me. And, that was met with hostility. And then I mentioned the other conversation, and that was met with a little bit more hostility. And then I was like, I'm not good at communicating how I feel. I'm not good at expressing myself, but I really want to talk about us. Like, I just really want to know, like, what's going on here. And I said, like, I have feelings for you, and I just want you to know that. And I would have to say that, well, through the years, every time I've told a man how I felt, sorry, that's my ice maker. There was always this, yeah, no, I'm not here for that. I'm just here to use you. Or whatever it was. There was always this massive, massive rejection as soon as I spoke my truth. And that's a really, really big fear of mine is to be rejected. Yet I know how to be rejected. I mean, it's almost been programmed as some kind of a safety and addiction to me, to be honest. And today was just this, wow. I really didn't think that this person would. I don't understand. I don't understand it, and I'm not going to try to. I've really kind of spent the day trying to understand it, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Because how do you understand someone who gets angry when you tell them that you have feelings for them? Like, angry and, Kate, you know what? I'm not having this conversation. I'm going to go watch TV. I'm just going now. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I just told you that I have feelings for you, and you don't want to talk about it. You have nothing to say. You're like wanting to go watch TV now. And that's what I got. So that book is closed. But anyone who knows about relationships, you don't close a book without a fucking shit ton of pain. So I'm sitting in it and feeling it and trying not to distract myself by trying to understand this person. How the fuck do you understand that? But what I'm wanting to do is really get good and strong to not attract people that are that wounded. But number one, the most important part is to really have the confidence to ask questions at the beginning. That could have saved me a whole shit ton of heartache. So I'm just here to share my story.